Hello, my fellow memers and dreamers. It is I, Golly-Good, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Last time, we found Sakura dead. I honestly still can't believe this happened. I mean, I knew that it would happen, but it just hit me harder when I realized something. Everybody just kind of forgot about how kind Sakura was. Like I said in last episode, that was actually me crying. Like, that was actually fucking serious. I kind of wish I didn't do it, but I needed to let it out somehow, man. I was just not feeling good. And the fact that it just kind of happened, man, it really is a shame, like, honestly. I really don't want to do this. I really don't, but we have to anyway. I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I can only look on at Sakura's dead body. Don't worry, I won't lose my composure this episode. I have to look at this now at a critical, like, point of view, so... We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I feel that, I can tell you that. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. With shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and Why? Why did this have to happen? That's literally my mood right now. Like, why? I just hate the fact that literally everyone forgot about how kind Sakura was. Like, they just completely forget that the moment Monokuma says that. Like, do y'all just, like, not remember how she never did anything bad to us at all? Like, there was, like, literally no signs of it at all. She never did anything sus at all. Like, man, y'all dumb as hell. That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone.
What?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say? No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It's one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura! What? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? Yeah, that's kind of a Hina thing to do. But even though I could definitely see where she's coming from, even I don't feel like that's right. Because let's face it, we all know at this point by now, it's not that simple. It couldn't have just been one person. Like it couldn't be just one suspected person. There is always someone behind something, so it's probably not that simple. I don't need to investigate anything because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
Forgive you.
One of you did it. I know it. Huh? The fuck? I actually don't know who this is. You know it? Okay, I was right. I was like, it's probably Monokuma, because I was like, wait, everyone's in here, then who else could it be? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
The Monokuma file.
That's right, it's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again and then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, whew, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So, I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blacken is this time, I owe you one.
what is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie. Before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
The hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing! Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway.
God. Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay then, Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. None of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault.
One of you killed Sakura!
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force. You're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion will be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope. Don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided!
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Man, this really sucks. Fine, I guess that's okay. No matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body? Oh, bitch, please. Oh, don't go on about filthy dead bodies. You just fucking hate Sakura. Man, you a bitch.
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's
listen
killer,
to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. It's we want to survive. We have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Alright. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death was estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Interesting.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So, if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really have happened? Could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving locking of the room. Basic approaches including using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already existed before the crime was committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked
In
room.
other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are possibilities. Sorry, I thought my controller just connected because lately I've been having problems with it. I'm just gonna drink some water because I know for a fact this is gonna be a long one. So, oh boy. Then Kyoko. Which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case? Sorry. I'm gonna drink some more water. Okay.
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. Right now, God, I don't know what is wrong with me today. Right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figured that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. Death. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright, first thing that really sticks out to me is, what is this? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Oh, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought I might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. And now, they've lost all their flavor. Alright, interesting. So, candy. Ooh. Nani? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair where Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of the bottle, right? So this must have been originally been a bottle. Interesting. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Interesting. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. I think we're already starting to link stuff. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? Fair, I guess.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay, the Monokuma bottle. So, if I remember correctly, back when we went in here, last chapter, I think they're, like, you can obviously see that it looks like from there, it looks like 2 of them are missing. One of them is already on the floor, so I guess we should probably just find where the other one is. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. Monokuma's bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. Red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Probably. We would have to check her out, her corpse. The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Maybe. Is there anything else over here? What? Huh? The locker's open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
True.
And it looks quite fresh too. I say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open. Don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And it was already open. Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Definitely means someone was in there. Ooh, bloodstain over there, but I want to check out Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she couldn't have suffered any other injuries. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. Since Sakura vomited blood absolutely had to be connected to why she died. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's check out this blood. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make it. That doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Interesting. What else can we? Wait. Let's look over here. Oh. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of a room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein, and she mentioned more than once how protein was great for all sorts of ailments. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know! But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the Chem Lab.
just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is it?
Hey,
What is? You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. That must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. But they aren't just shattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
so...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Alright, anything else we have to check? Oh, maybe actually checking out this. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Let's see. Okay, let's talk to people. I'll start with you, D-bag.
What?
What do you want? Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, let's talk to you then.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. See, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in this rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. When I saw her again after that, she told me she'd said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it from Sakura herself. and I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, but she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets. I know. Damn. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Let's talk to you, Kyoko.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Alright, Byakuya. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet with her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect. Yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Okay, good to know. Are we done with everything? Okay, so no, we aren't. I'm just trying to figure out what else. I think I talked to everyone, right? Let me check the clock just in case. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego?
Hey,
Let me see.
certainly.
The chair was shoved. Oh, right. I forgot about this. I'm sorry, guys. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. This door is the only way out, in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must not have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Good to know.
Listen.
Okay, there we go. Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with the people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't
Listen
leave.
to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the two other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, now we can leave. Oh, those other two probably went back to their rooms. I forgot. I honestly did forget that we might have to check there, but I forgot to check the door and the chair. But I kind of knew what I was doing. Toko, let's see. I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds, hey!
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What are you?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? Yeah, I do. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had to ask to meet with, Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this. Excuse me. It's fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright, well. We have one other... Man, now I can't even go down this hallway anymore without thinking about her. I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds,
You know?
"So, Makoto, did you need something?" "Yeah. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you." How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Well, she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then, you wanted to meet with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
No way. I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Well, let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a with a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. The candy wrapper. Interesting. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again, shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Oh, sorry. Just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went, so, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but There's no way that's all there is. That's all there was to it. There we go. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Here is what we will do. I'm gonna head to the lab. Might as well. And then we can just go back to the crime scene.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Bitch, whatever, I'm not listening to you. Also, very obvious thing is very obvious. Wait, how do we... we probably have to get close first. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful to not step on it. Alright, let's take a look at obvious thing is obvious. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Let's look at this too. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. Damn, he really played us. This motherfucker really played us. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch on the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be.
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay then, let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Fortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Interesting. Let's check out this bottle. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Come on. Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Okay. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of those prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. And according to Byakuya, the powder would have had to been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Okay, there we go. Let's check out A. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers are on the shelf are labeled with a letter A and a number. I hate to play Blue's Clues, but find the one that's not correct. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle that has been labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? That's very strange. Let's check out C then. On this shelf is one look, and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. They look like poisons or other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I could consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. Let's check out B. So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. The reagents. Put simply, they are used in experiments to bring out a chemical reaction. Have you lived in such ignorance for so long? I didn't read what that was. Isn't that kind of harsh? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now, I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that Section A, there was a bottle which had a label for Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? Oh, right now it's too painfully obvious to me. There's definitely something going on there. That's really bad, actually. If you're on the same wavelength as me right now, you could probably pick up something bad transpiring down here. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Alright. Oh wait, no, that's... okay. Gotta go back, which is kind of dumb, but oh well. So now we just have to... oh wait, yes. Oh my god, my controller disconnected. Okay, so now all we have to do is... okay. Here we go. Yeah, this case isn't looking too good. I think I pretty much already figured out, like, from what we have so far, I've pretty much figured out the murder weapon. So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway...
well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, let's start with Sakura then. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know,
Okay.
but don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Like me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. Can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes? Well, isn't this awfully accurate? Or, that looks awfully suspicious.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
Let's see.
That powder is clue number 1. Interesting.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It seems...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows. Interesting. Byakuya probably wouldn't be the one to lie. So that means probably those 2 might have been in here. I don't know. Maybe it's either one. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting
Correct.
thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. Interesting.
It's true.
So that's what I've learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe she was able to learn all that by just looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. So we gotta look at the Monokuma. I was gonna say Kanomuma or something like that. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. There's something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you're sure to find it. A correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer! I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here,
So
so... Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weights of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's
In
balanced,
other words...
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and have nothing else could really affect the
So
weight.
then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might you expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and
So
there. Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh? Interesting. The broken pieces are heavier. How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together, and I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Interesting. Ooh. So let's check this. Wait. Oh. Forgot. Wrong one to click. Wrong one to click. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail. Don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is Toko. Interesting. Very interesting. On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody writing. I don't know what it said. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message? Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
so...
It's indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? It could be a possibility. We could always look at that. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? Oh, we can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you think that, but it just seems too easy. My point exactly. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. There we go. Oh shit, we're already done.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Alright. We finished up everything, honestly. And I'm pretty sure that entire investigation probably lasted about 40 minutes. I think that might be one of the shortest times, honestly. At least with this kind of murder. But anyway, a point aside. Next 2 episodes, we're gonna go through the entire trial. Oh boy, that's gonna be something fun to deal with. I really don't want to do this, but I have to. Well, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!